lazima kabisa tuweze kujua kwamba kila kitu kiko sawa kabisa. Usemi wa hekima.
Karibu katika usemi wa hekima ndani ya Nyota Baraka.
Let me say, wacha niseme kutokea mwanzo.
Yes.
There are two approaches to Valentine. There are people who assume that it does not exist.
Yes.
They bury their heads in sand. But the reality of the matter is that Valentine is here. The Bible tells us we are in the world, but not of the world. We cannot deny the reality that Valentine is there. Valentine has been considered to be a day when love is expressed. It's expressed, and some of it has been limited to the expression of erotic love. That is love between a man and a lady. But let me begin by telling you the history of Valentine. And the feast of Valentine is recognized by churches. In our calendar, it is recognized. Lutherans and Anglicans and some of the Catholics celebrate this feast of Valentine. Today I want to say that it began as a pagan festival of Lupercal. This was a feast that celebrated fertility at the beginning of spring. Young men, it was a feast of eroticism. Watu walitenda maovu. Young men were paired and ladies were chosen by lot to perform immorality. So it began as a pagan festivals. But around the 3rd century, Pope Gelasius I banned these pagan festivals, and in its place, there was the celebration of Saint Valentine. Let me tell you the story of Saint Valentine. Some of it is myth and cannot be verified by scholars across the board. But some people think there were 2 Valentines. But I'm persuaded maybe it is one. This Valentine was executed, and he fell in love with the executioner's daughter. And during the day that he was executed, according to myth, it was on the 14th of February, the day that we normally celebrate Valentine. He ended by penning a letter and concluded by "Your Valentine." It said that he cured the eye ailment of the lady who was blind, and she was able to see. Whether it is fiction or whether it is a way of expressing the point, I cannot ascertain. The other projection, the other historical projection that we have is that Valentine was a bishop who proceeded to perform weddings in the Roman army when the empire was abhorred by the practice. The soldiers, just as you remember, long time the soldiers were not allowed to marry, but he married them and is celebrated as a saint of love. Ironically, on that day, he was a saint of also epilepsy. And I don't know how it is related, but that is Valentine. I want to say that love, according to my understanding, love later was commercialized. In the 14th century, it was made to become of royalty. Then it was commercialized. And around the 14th century, when it was commercialized, it took financial dimensions and monetary gains as love was relegated. In the contemporary society, kwa jamii yetu ya sasa, it has been eroticized. It is expression of only romantic relationship. But it should be a celebration of all love. Love has 3 dimensions. There is the godly love that is called agape. It's a love that is godly and divine. It is selfless. Number two, there is the expression of love that is filial, that is brotherly. And I want to say that it is a love that is genuine, it is parental, and that is a genuine love. There is the third love that we emphasize, that is erotic love, the love and expression between a man and a woman. Though in this society, there are people who want to legalize the love that is queer, but it is not biblical. I want to say that it is love between a man and a woman. And in a nutshell, kwa ufupi, that is what I can say. That is my understanding of Valentine. Do we need to celebrate this as a church? Why not? Because we can take an opportunity to spread the gospel. Just like today, I take the initiative during the eve of this great day to say that we need to show the proper biblical perspective on love. And I want to say that in this particular day, I celebrate love. I'm married to Reverend Lydia Chesosi that I love.
Yes.
I love my daughters and son, Hazel Chesosi and Amy Chesosi, and also Alex Chesosi. I love my siblings, Alex Chesosi, Caroline Chepkemoi Chesosi, and Duncan Kiprotich Chesosi, and the entire families. I have expressed that I also love my Christians, including Anglicans everywhere, and those that I've served, including my brother Katasi that I served when I was at St. Mark's Kesegon Parish, formidable Christian. And I love all the Christians that I've served. And I want to say that being a priest is a labor of love. That's why sometimes I identify with Saint Valentine. You sacrifice. You remember, I've not told you, one day I was hit by the chair on the head. And I bled profusely as I reported to a church. But what kept me from running away? I loved my Christians. Therefore, I continued preaching with my head dripping with blood. It's an expression of love to the Christians and to God that I serve. That wherever He leads me, I will go without a murmur, and I will serve with love. And I have visited every Christian, every home, wherever I've served, and even parishes that my wife has served. I have loved them. Therefore, this time, it is a time to celebrate family. It is a time to celebrate the community that we are in. And it is a time to love the Christians. And I've loved here in the studio.
Amen.
That is true Valentine, the expression of love.
Amen. Thank you so much, mchungaji. Msikilizaji. Lakini when you get a problem there, somebody has run away.
I want to look at I want to look at